Hello, I'm Sid, and this is my final milestone video. So here's my completed project. So this week I worked entirely on my modifications. So I only added an ultrasonic sensor at the front on my robot, and I added a controller as my modification. So the controller is connected to a Raspberry Pi Zero so that I can send signal to the Raspberry Pi 4. And I want to make the gesture controllable. So there's an accelerometer over here that can determine how much the controller is turned and then send the acceleration in X and Y axes using sockets. And a WebSocket is a communication between a client and a server or a host using the IP address of the host. And the client in this case is the controller, which is a Raspberry Pi Zero, and the host is a Raspberry Pi 4. And because it's a ball tracking robot, so I have a button that can switch between automatic mode and manual mode. Currently it is in manual mode. And I have an RGB LED that can show the color that the robot is currently tracking or will be tracking during auto mode. So there are two buttons on the side that I can switch the color because it is manual mode, so it's not going to track the color. And there are 8 colors. And if it is tracking black, the light is just gonna turn off because black light doesn't exist. And I was also thinking to add a voice control mode. I have a microphone here, but I didn't have time to do that. Here is a demonstration of my project. So currently it is default to be manual mode, so I can tilt the controller to control robots. And the 3 ultrasonic sensors at the front can display the distance on the light feed on the top left. And then now I press a button so it switched to be automatic mode and it's tracking black object. And then now I switch it back to manual mode, and then I change it to blue, and then I press a button. So it identifies the blue box, and it will display the offset distance and the offset turn when it is in auto mode. The offset distance is the distance from the target distance, which is set to be 20 centimeters, and the offset turn is the distance to the center of the camera that is in pixel. And now it is tracking red object, which is the ball, and it is most accurate when tracking the red ball, as you can see, because that is my base project, and it can uses the size of the ball to determine how far away it is from the target distance, so it can be really accurate when tracking red ball. But when tracking other colors of objects, it will use the ultrasonic sensor at the front to calculate the distance. The biggest challenge that I faced was that I couldn't connect my Raspberry Pi Zero to my computer through VS Code. And so I tried to reflash my SD card over and over again and re-download the upgrade files, but it didn't work out well. And I think that's because there are too many Python files on VS Code, and the Raspberry Pi Zero cannot handle that many files. So I decided to use the built-in terminal on my MacBook so that I can run the program through the terminal instead of the VS Code. It was just a little bit inconvenient, but it still worked out great. Through this project, I learned a lot about using breadboard, wiring, WebSockets, and especially a lot about computer vision. And it is definitely really meaningful for me to finish this project because I had lots of experience with programming, but not so much about mechanical and electrical engineering. So it's a really new experience for me and really meaningful for me to be able to finish this project on my own. And I think it is definitely a remarkable milestone for myself.